Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bleav in San Diego Baseball, the post-turkey edition. My name is Alex Miniak, the voice of Petco Park. And over here, to my left or to my right, or however this thing shakes out, he is Heath, the Wreath Bell, the three-time All-Star. I'm going to give you a holiday edition nickname, Heath. Heath, the Wreath. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you get the grass cut?
I cut the grass, but here's the thing with Thanksgiving. I had no drama this year.
Oh.
Last year there was drama, so it was actually pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, no drama. We had very small, just me, my wife, my mother-in-law, and her aunts. We threw a turkey on the Traeger. 3 hours, 20 minutes at 325. Perfection, golden brown skin, juicy meat on the inside. You know, that's all you could ask for. Lots of sports on. Saturday, I don't think I left the couch. Between college basketball, college football, MLS, anything and everything in between, I watched on Saturday, and it was glorious. Minus not having baseball, of course, but it was fun. I enjoyed the time off.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, we tried to watch a little bit of football. We streamed it from our phones to the TV, but Hulu wasn't working for some reason.
No.
Anyway, after Thanksgiving was over, my wife got on the phone or whatnot, because we have tradition of going to the movies. And so we went and saw Zootopia 2, because my daughter really wanted to see it. So I kind of went. The wife stayed home, and then she said she was on the phone for an hour with Hulu. And apparently they said, for some reason, they thought we were in a different region.
Oh. So you upped the house and moved it somewhere else and dropped it back down over the course of the weekend.
She has the account, and it was something as in her phone was based in Arizona or something like that. And we're like, no, we're here in Texas. It was probably an IT issue that I have no idea about any of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Calling the pros. Did you get it working? Were you able to see some
holiday movies? Yeah, she had to do that.
Movies?
She had to do Disney Plus and some other network too. So.
All right. But problem solved? All is well?
Problem solved, but it was after Thanksgiving. So we put a couple movies on. Freebird is the only Thanksgiving movie we really kind of know. So my boys.
I don't know of it. Besides Charlie Brown, I know of no such Thanksgiving content, really.
Freebird is basically some turkeys running around there. It's cartoons and
nothing to do with Leonard Skinner. Okay.
No.
Play some Skinner, man. Freedom rock. You remember those commercials? Turn it up.
That was good times. Those commercials were good back in the day. Commercials now suck.
Yeah, no, those were great. Well, last night I hosted the annual Christmas Brass and Organ concert. It's cool. These guys that put it on are huge Padres fans. They bring me out to host and narrate it. They bring Bobby Cressy, our organist, out to play as well. And over the course of the concert, he plays 3 different sets of keys. He plays an old Hammond organ, he plays a grand piano, and he plays a pipe organ. I don't know anybody that can play a massive church pipe organ. We have it down at First Presbyterian down in Bankers Hill. And this thing is massive. It's ancient inside a church that looks like Hogwarts. It's a lot of fun. We play a little swing. We play a little traditional. And then I sit down and I read the Night Before Christmas. I almost said Nightmare Before Christmas. That would be fun to read too, but the Night Before Christmas. And it's always great. We see a lot of Padre staff come out, friends, family. I saw Darnay Tripp from NBC7, sports guy over there. It's turning really into a cool community thing, and the musicians come from all around. Some are symphony musicians, and some include my good friend Andy Geib, the trombonist from Slightly Stoopid, who just happens to be with us. Not like I saw a ton of you last night, Andy. Now, normally, because Christmas is only a very finite season, you play in Slightly Stoopid, very famous band based in OB. I want to know, how did you start with them? Well, first off, how did you start playing the trombone? We were talking about last night in the buffet line about how many different sax players we know, and I know one trombone guy, and that is you, my friend. So how do you start playing the trombone?
One of one. I started back in 3rd grade when I was 9 years old, and band class. There was only 9 kids in band class, and they needed a trombone player, so they threw me on there, and it kind of worked out.
Yeah, well, somebody had to fill the seat, and there's probably
exactly, yeah.
competition, right?
Yep.
And then how did you parlay that into linking up with Slightly Stoopid and traveling the world like you have?
Man, it's a crazy journey. I moved to San Diego from Arizona back in like '93 with a band called Wise Monkey Orchestra. And we just throughout the years, like playing, we could both kind of doing the little same Southwest tour circuit as Slightly Stoopid. I got to know those guys. And about 13 years ago, when their horn player left, they gave me a call, and because I already knew all the guys, I was like, "What are you doing right now?" And at the time, I was teaching out in Poway, and so I started like doing some shows with them. And then I did like my first summer tour. And after like a year or two, I was trying to juggle both jobs, but I would miss like the first 2 weeks of school, and then also school was like, "Well, you can't really be missing that much time, going on these tours." So I had to make a choice, and I think I chose well.
Yeah, right. Make up an excuse. Dog ate your homework. Grandma died.
Yeah,
Anything.
whatever it could take.
I have the flu.
Yeah, all of those will work. And
I used all of them.
So you've been around the world. We were talking about your upcoming Cancun gig. You do that every year down in Cancun in January. What, 5 days of debauchery down there? What are some other wild places you've been and memorable shows? Like we were talking last night, you guys played Mission Bay Fest not that long ago, and I was over at the family house in Point Loma, and we're sort of up on the crest of the point, and I can hear word for word everything Slightly Stoopid is playing from that point. Now, Bayfest is all the way out in Mission Bay. We're talking a few miles. That's how loud and insane that show was. And we're just out walking the dogs, jamming at 2 a.m. at some of your other greats. And yeah, man, I mean, that was a wild show. That was local. Cancun must be crazy. What are some other places and stories you got?
Well, before COVID, we were going to Brazil like pretty much every year. And that is always just crazy. I mean, because it's just a whole different animal. The people just love music out there. And like the first show that I played with them, they've been there maybe once or twice before. But we played this festival where Guns N' Roses was headlining. And, we get out there and we were like probably, like the 4 o'clock band, like kind of like in the middle. And there was like 25,000 people just hopping, jumping, screaming. People would hold their phones with like titles of the songs because they didn't know English. So they just like try to request songs by holding up their phone with the title of the song.
The early days of Google Translate, yes.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, all the Europe stuff, and the summer tours are always just a blast because we're with the same like 3-4 bands, so it's just like a traveling circus, just having fun everywhere we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What's your favorite place that you've been?
I mean, every year it's always got to be Red Rocks. There's just nothing like it. It's like just a magical place. So I played there like maybe 11 times now. I mean, it's nuts. Never would have thought.
Get out there and watch a show. I've never have yet.
Well, you know what? I know a guy. You want to come out anytime, Heath? Just tell Alex and I'll get you in. Don't worry.
I was going to say probably your most memorable show was the Christmas Brass and Organ Concert.
Yeah, that's a 1A, 1B,
Yeah. No, Red Rock's definitely a bucket list venue.
For sure.
For me, I've been like, when I think of iconic venues, I almost treat them like baseball parks, like you want to go to Yankee, you want to go to Wrigley, you want to go to Fenway. And to me, I came from music before I went into sports. I did radio for a long time, and I wanted to go see a show at the Fillmore in San Francisco and other iconic venues, and to just get in there. I didn't care what band was playing, what day of the week, what time of the day, as long as I could get in those kind of venues. That was amazing, and I could imagine Red Rocks sort of being that same setting.
It's kind of crazy. It's just like so overwhelming, just the way, just the mountains in the background, the crowd, just like, it's just very steep, kind of, the way the seating is. So it's just overwhelming when you walk out there and everything just booms off the, the rocks, just the acoustics. It's incredible.
Is that big out there crowd surf?
I don't crowd surf.
On Mr. Red Rock, you see everybody run up and down the steps and, the chairs and all that. And I was always, watching guys fall on YouTube. I was just wondering, it's so, I know it's so steep and all that. Just everybody's jamming out there and somebody falls and they just tumble on down.
Like back in the day before I was in the band, they were a little more wild, so that might have happened.
Okay.
I remember one show where our singer Kyle, he got on a surfboard and like literally crowd surfed
Oh,
across the
that's
crowd.
even better.
And he went out about maybe like 30, 40 feet, and they turned him around and brought him right back to the stage.
That's
Yeah,
literal crowd surfing
He
with
was
a
literally
board.
crowd
Go
surfing.
backwards.
My worst crowd surfing experience was at a Blues Traveler show in the pouring rain at a place called the Spirit of Swanee Music Park in North Florida.
Yeah, I played there.
Yeah,
We did a
that's
festival there.
Yeah, they do festivals there all the time. It's a great place, but it's also Florida. It's also hot, humid in the summer, and it pours rain. And I
Yep.
remember just thinking to myself, who crowd surfs at a Blues Traveler show? And people just were getting dumped on me left and right. And I'm like, what? This is not enjoyable anymore. I want to watch the show.
Once you open the door, it's just that's when all the idiots come out.
Yeah. Well, it was certainly one of those kind of days, but great venue nonetheless.
Yeah, for
Now,
sure.
when you're not playing reggae shows all over the world, all over the country, all over the city of San Diego, you are a Padres fan. We talk baseball all the time. And you have done the national anthem via trombone. Now, we go back to sax players. We have tons of sax players. We don't have a lot of trombonists or trombonists, however you want to say that, that do the national anthem. But you've done it, and you've done it multiple times, and I always love seeing you. I wave hi to you. I'm like, Andy!
I always
yelling
see ya.
down at you. That's a tough song to sing. I got to imagine it's a tough song to play. It's not really a song to begin with. It's a poem set to music. Right. So how is that? I mean, for one thing, the pressure of playing the anthem, doing an interpretation of it that you feel is fair and just and respectful, and then doing it in front of everybody at the same time, just at home plate while everybody's staring at you.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, my biggest fear going into that, the first time I did it, was I just really didn't like playing in front of people by myself. So of course, that's a great opportunity to get over that fear. I remember my son had a Little League baseball game, and they asked me to play the national anthem for that, like right before. And I was like a nervous wreck for that. And my wife was like, how are you going to do Petco Park? How are you going to play for all those people? And, once you get out there, it's just, the hardest part is just those first three notes, because the crowd just gets dead quiet. You're like, just don't blow these first three notes.
Part of that is my fault. So the reason they're so quiet.
Yeah. So people like hype it up a little bit, please. But yeah, when I did the sound check, it was actually, that was the thing that kind of like loosened me up, because I think we were playing the Giants and they were doing batting practice. And so I did it, and then the guys like turned around. They're like, "Hey, Slightly Stoopid, that was awesome, man." I was like, "Okay, we got this. This is no problem." Yeah. So ever since then, it's been a lot, easier. But it's just I'm such a sports geek, and just doing this is like the ultimate.
Yeah.
I love baseball. I love all sports, and to do that at Petco Park is just like it's a dream.
That's cool. What's your favorite sports moment?
I would have to say probably I was at game, let's see, what was it? We beat the Dodgers. I think it was like game 3 a couple years ago when we beat them in the 5-game series.
Uh-huh.
We beat them 3-1 in the series, and I think we won
2022 NLDS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was at that game, and it was just. I mean, I've had a lot of great sports moments because I went to the University of Arizona, played in the basketball band. Like that was the greatest. I mean, back then, when I was there, we played like Christian Laettner. We played, Shaq at LSU. We played those great run Rebel teams at UNLV. So a lot of great moments there. I went to, never went to the Final Four, but went to a lot of Sweet 16s. And, got front row seats because I'm a trombone player. So I got to have room for my slides. So, put me on those floor seats. But just at that Padre game, it was just, the energy was so amazing. And then, once the game was over and we're out on the street, just like the love and just the high fives. And it was just like, everybody was just like so happy. That was like, for me, that was such a memorable moment.
I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Like,
it was crazy.
Just for the reasons you said. Just stepping out of the ballpark and total strangers just hugging, slapping high fives, jumping all over each other. It was just euphoria times 1,000. Like it was conquering David and just taking him down, or
Finally.
conquering Goliath or whatever one we're supposed to conquer.
Right.
Just wait until the Padres win the World Series in the next couple of years.
I
That's gonna
cannot
be
wait.
Even better.
I just love it. And the great thing is, like, my wife is not very much of a sports fan, but now she's glued to every game. When I'm on the road, like, she's calling me up, talking about the game. She knows all the players. She's like fully in now. So it's cool.
That's awesome.
Do you have any baseball related hobbies? You collect cards? You have collectibles? Do you have a rope? Like, I have a shelf of bobbleheads. I mean,
I have, I only have one bobblehead. It's my my Joe Musgrove bobblehead.
Oh, I've got one of those. Surprising.
But I used to collect cards a lot, so I have a bunch in like binders and stuff. Like I got a Griffey rookie card and like a couple things here and there, but nothing like crazy.
Well, we do a segment on the show called Junk Wax Gems, and I've got you'll recognize one of these. This is the Western Metal Supply Company banana pudding brick. And I keep cards in here, and every week or so I pull one out and we go over the player, and we go over the card, and we sort of do our own grading on them, and then we see how much they're worth. And I think Heath and I have a running total of about $3 now. So, this is how we fund this operation here. This is how we keep the lights on. I would love, since you're such a big fan, if you want to stick around, we're going to do one of these segments coming up. Would you like to? All right.
Absolutely.
All right, Andy Geib from Slightly Stoopid, famous reggae band, famous trombonist here with us. He's just hanging because he's a fan, and we're going to do Padres Junk Wax Gems coming up next. But before we do that, do want to remind you to follow us. Follow our podcast. It's Bleav in San Diego Baseball on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, on iHeart, wherever you find podcasts. I can guarantee you we'll be there. So get finding, get sharing, tell your friends, and we'll be back in a couple minutes here on Bleav in San Diego Baseball. Welcome back to Bleav in San Diego Baseball, the podcast. We got 3 of us here today. My name's Alex Miniak. We got Heath, the Wreath Bell. I gave him a nickname to start the show. And we've also got Andy Geib, the trombonist, from our local friends here in Slightly Stoopid. You may have heard a few of their reggae tunes. They're international. They're big. They're big, and they keep going, and they're going to be traveling the world again coming up in 2026. It also turns out that Andy is a huge Padres and just sports fan in general. I love your college basketball stories, and when I start a college basketball podcast, I'm going to have you back on there. I work a lot of college basketball myself, so I'd love to hear some of your pep band stories. We'll get to that one of these days, but we got a segment on the show here called Junk Wax Gems, and we pull out of my Western Metal brick here a Padres card that's worth generally nothing, but it is worth a good time and a lot of good stories. So today, I have got a 1988 Fleer Mark Davis card. Now, Mark Davis, obviously pitcher for many, many years, famous reliever, won a Cy Young Award. He's a 2-time All-Star, 88-89, both with San Diego. He won the NL Cy Young again in 1989. And you'll appreciate this, Heath. He also won the Rolaids Relief Man Award. Fun fact, Andy, Heath is the last winner of the Rolaids Relief Man Award. They discontinued it. You've got the last, 2, right?
Yeah, the last 2, and then they're like, we can't give this award anymore.
No. He shut it down. Shut it down. We can't do any better. Let's close it down. But the Padres have, interestingly enough, have won multiple Rolaids Relief Man Awards. So, fun fact there. Mark Davis played Phillies, Giants, Royals, Braves, Phillies, and Brewers over his career. Andy, you're a big Padres fan, sports fan. Heath, I'll throw that out there too for you. How many Padres pitchers have won a Cy Young Award?
Let's see.
Okay, he's going to go with 2.
I would say 3.
Okay, we'll go to you first, Heath. Heath, which 2 do you believe?
Mark and Randy Jones.
Mark and Randy Jones, okay. And Andy?
Well, I was going to say Randy and then Jake Peavy
Yep.
and Blake Snell.
Oh, yeah, Peavy won one. I was
You guys
on
are
the team.
Maybe it's
missing
4.
You guys are missing one, and that would be Gaylord Perry in 78. So the total number is actually 5. Randy in 76, Gaylord 78, Mark Davis 89, Peavy in 2007, Blake Snell 2023. So 5. So between the two of you, and if you throw in
4.
me holding Mark Davis, we got him. We got them all.
We're a team. We're a team. So we got 5.
Exactly.
Yeah. We got
We're
them
sitting
all.
at the same table on trivia.
That's true. Heath, by the way, just came from Mets fantasy camp. Your team name was what? The say it again.
We're the Ho Joe Bells because Hojo was my other coach.
Okay, so that's going to be our team trivia name. We'll go with that.
See, now, I was born in New York, so my childhood team was the Mets. My first great memory was like when the Mets won the World Series in '86. It was like that was the first time my team I followed ever won a championship. So
you should come out to Padre camp is like the second week of January, and the Mets camp is usually in November.
That's awesome.
Like the first or second week in November. They have 2 weeks.
You got to route a tour date around there.
You got to play
so
8 games in 5 days.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
So.
And Andy, we had Howard Johnson on the show a few days back, so you would have loved that.
I love Hojo.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love Hojo? Before we go and wrap up this segment and this episode, we do have to check how much Mark Davis is worth. And according to our friends at Sports Card Pro, a 1988 Fleer Mark Davis card is worth, ungraded, $1.24, which I Bleav is one of our highest valued, I guess would be a good word, cards that we've had on this segment. So we are getting rich.
You got to put that one in a sleeve.
Yeah, right. In a sleeve, it might be worth $19 according to this. So we've got to get a sleeve and immediately.
It's a $20 card.
Yeah, it's a $20 card, right? That's going to increase our profit margin here.
Send it into PSA. It's only going to cost like $30.
PSA 10 is worth $90 of this card.
Oh.
So it's quite rare in the junk wax circle, I guess. So, well, Andy, it was great having you. Look forward to seeing you out at Petco Park this year, and look forward to seeing you on tour somewhere. You guys have played Petco Park before. If not, I will see you next year because we were already penciled in for the Christmas Brass and Organ concert.
Yes, sir.
2026. Thanks for joining us, sir. Any parting words, Heath, for us on this episode?
No, not really. I just maybe next year I have to get out in 26 and go to that festival with you guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bring it out, man. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Andy. Andy Geib, Slightly Stoopid, Heath Bell, All-Star. My name is Alex Miniak, and we will catch you later on this week on Bleav in San Diego Baseball.